If you've ever scrolled through social media and you've wistfully envied someone else's dream vacation, or you've had a conversation with a friend and you felt a twinge of envy over their new home, car, or even love life, then stay tuned because this episode is for you as we learn to navigate from thinking, that must be nice, into believing, that is going to be me one day. Hey there, beautiful dreamer. Welcome back to the podcast, because today we're discussing something that personally I recognized in my life a few weeks ago. And it's also something that's made me hold back from sharing some special moments in my life with you as well. Now, this subject is going to get vulnerable, real, and sometimes hard to admit, because it's that little phrase that we say, sometimes out loud, and sometimes only in our minds, when we see another woman living out something that we wish we had. You know the phrase, it must be nice. Okay, surely it isn't just me. Maybe you've said it even subconsciously as you scrolled through Instagram and you saw a friend posting pictures from her dream vacation in Greece. Or when you saw that coworker buy a new home while you're still renting and trying to save up money. Or maybe it's when you see a woman walking confidently in a super cute outfit in her strong, fit body, as you polish off the last of the ice cream, just struggling to feel good in your own skin. Or perhaps when someone announces a promotion, or gets engaged, or pregnant, or just seems to be living the exact life that you've been dreaming about. And then that little whisper creeps in. It must be nice. And as long as we're being vulnerable and honest, it doesn't stop there, does it? That phrase is almost always layered with envy, jealousy, comparison, and sometimes sprinkled in is a little bit of bitterness. And if we're not careful, it can hold us captive, spiraling into a world of negativity. But here is what I want you to hear today. It must be nice doesn't have to be your story. That phrase can become the exact clue that you need to figure out what your soul is longing for. And instead of staying stuck in envy, you can use that desire as fuel to take action, to step out in faith, and to create the life that you were truly created to live. So today, we're going to talk about why envy and jealousy show up when we see things that other women are doing and how they're thriving and living their best life. First of all, we're going to learn how to reframe the phrase, it must be nice, so that it actually helps you uncover your own dreams. Now, here are some practical, faith-filled steps that you can take to move towards your dreams instead of just watching others from the sidelines. And later on, if you've been listening to the Timeless Truths podcast for any length of time, you know that I'm going to give you some action steps to actually move you forward to become the woman that you were created to be through all of this. So, grab your journal and maybe a cup of coffee or tea, because I want you to lean in. This episode could be your turning point. Now, first of all, you may be wondering, why do we feel jealous or envious at all? Honestly, jealousy and envy are naturally part of the human experience. Every single one of us has felt it. But as women, it tends to show up in sneakier ways. Envy says, I want what she has. Jealousy says, I'm afraid someone else will take what's mine. And most of the time when we're saying, it must be nice, what we're really saying is, I see something I want, but I'm afraid I'll never have it. That fear, that scarcity mindset, it keeps us trapped. Instead of celebrating the other person, and instead of being inspired, we simply shut down. And here's the deeper truth. When you envy someone, it's actually your heart pointing you toward your unmet desires. Think about it. If you don't care about something, you rarely envy it. For example, if someone bought a beach house tomorrow and you don't even like the beach, you're not going to be scrolling through their pictures on Instagram with envy. But if someone buys a mountain home and you've always dreamt of being able to hike right outside your back door, suddenly there's an unwelcome sting in your heart. Because envy is like a compass. It points to what really matters to you. The problem is, instead of letting it guide us, we let it shame us. So, our timeless truth for today could be, our dreams and desires determine our true north, but it's up to us to pursue them. So, the next time you catch yourself saying, "It must be nice," stop and ask yourself, what is this really showing me about what I desire? Now, we're going to talk about how to reframe the phrase, "It must be nice." I want you to imagine this. Instead of saying, "It must be nice," what if you shifted your thoughts to, "That's going to be me someday"? Think about the motivation and the power in that statement. Imagine seeing someone achieve their fitness goals, and instead of grimacing, you sit up a little taller and say, "I can do that. I may be taking baby steps, but I'm on my way." Or imagine seeing someone launch their dream business, and instead of feeling small, you say, "That's going to be me one day. Now I know that it's possible." Because that shift will move you out of a victim mindset and into a vision mindset. When you say, "It must be nice," you're speaking as if that good thing is reserved only for other people, and that's scarcity thinking. But when you say, "That's going to be me one day," you're claiming your future. You're saying, "God didn't put this desire in me for no reason. If she can do it, it means it's possible. And if it's possible for her, then it's possible for me too." Now, I want you to hear this. Not every desire is about copying someone else's exact life. And sometimes you don't actually want what that other person has. You just want what it represents. Remember, we talked about this when we were discussing creating our vision boards. When you envy her vacation, maybe what you really want is rest, freedom, adventure. And when you envy her house, maybe what you're really looking for is security, beauty, or a space that feels like your very own. And when you envy her marriage, maybe what you really want is intimacy and love. Do you see how that works? Envy points us to a deeper desire, and it's up to us to identify what that is, first of all, before the transformation can ever begin. Okay, now, like I promised, here are those action steps that will move you from envy to empowerment. You're probably thinking, "Carolina, I know it can't be that easy. How can I move from 'it must be nice' to 'that's going to be me'?" Well, pull back out that journal as I walk you through some easy action steps. Number 1, name the desire without shame. Because the first step is awareness. The next time envy shows up, write it down. Literally write down in your journal, "I felt envy when I saw blank." Then ask yourself, what is the desire underneath this envy? This is so powerful because many of us deny our desires. We push them down. We tell ourselves they're selfish, impossible, or even out of reach. But if you never name your desire, you can never pursue it. Number 2, rewrite the story. After you identify the desire, rewrite your "it must be nice" statement. For example, instead of "it must be nice that she can afford that trip," write down, "I desire to travel, and I'm going to create a plan to make it happen. Instead of, it must be nice that she's in such great shape, write down, I desire to feel strong and confident in my own body, and I'm willing to take action steps towards that goal. This simple reframe will turn envy into empowerment every single time. Number 3, create a faith-filled vision. Ask yourself, what would it look like if I believed that this was possible for me? Then start to visualize it and write down the vision. Then pray about it and meditate on what God shows you. We need to start having a Hebrews 11:1 kind of faith, where it says, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, with the evidence of things not yet seen. Remember, faith is a bridge between desire and reality. You don't need to know every step. You just need to believe that God put this dream in your heart for a reason. Now, number 4, break down that vision into small steps. I know. I'm right here with you. Big dreams can sometimes feel overwhelming. And that's why so many women stop before they even start. But the key is to break your dream goal down into manageable action steps. And I'm going to continue to teach this principle, most likely until the day I die. And if this is still too insurmountable for you to comprehend, you might want to look into a life coaching package with me so that I can help you create a plan to accomplish that first win and give you the confidence that you're looking for right now. Okay, do you want to travel? Then start by setting up a savings account called Adventure Fund, even if you just put in $20 a month. Personally, I actually have my vacation fund at a different bank so that I'm not tempted to dip into it. Do you want to get healthier? Start with one small habit, like drinking more water or walking 15 minutes a day. Want a new career? Start by researching, networking, or taking an online class, because momentum builds with small, consistent action steps. And number 5, surround yourself with motivators. You need to be around women who are living the kinds of lives that you aspire to. And it's not to compare yourself to them, but to expand your vision of what's possible, remember? So look for mentors, follow inspiring women online, join communities of women where they're also pursuing big dreams. Remember, proximity creates possibility. And number 6, celebrate others. Here is the final paradigm shift. When you see other women winning at life, instead of shrinking back and playing small, celebrate her as evidence that your dream is a possibility too. Because her success isn't your failure. Her life is not your limitation. And her dream coming true is simply an encouraging sign saying, keep going, dreamer. It is possible. Now, I want to go just a little deeper, because this isn't just about vacations or houses or even careers. This is about you becoming the woman that you were created to be. You weren't created to sit on the sidelines of your own life, scrolling and sighing. You were created to shine, to grow, to create, to love, and to impact the world around you. And the enemy loves it when we stay stuck in comparison, because it keeps us distracted from our calling. But when you step out in faith, when you say yes to the desires that God has placed in your heart, you're not just chasing your dreams, you're living with purpose. Just think about it. That dream business might bless other people with jobs or services. That dream of a healthy lifestyle, it might inspire your children or your friends. That dream of travel might open your eyes to new cultures and connections that shift how you show up in the world. Because your dreams aren't selfish. They're inspiring. And this is why I remind you every single time that you are a beautiful dreamer. So let me ask you today, what dream have you been burying under the phrase, "It must be nice"? And what desire have you been ignoring because you're afraid? Well, now it's time to bring it into the light. Now, before I go, I want to leave you with a simple coaching exercise, and you can do it right after this episode. I want you to make a list of "it must be nice" moments. Think of 5 to 10 times that you've said that phrase about someone else. Vacation, car, you get the idea. Now write them down. Now identify the desire for each one. Ask, what do I really want underneath this envy? Then, like we talked about earlier, reframe the statement. Rewrite it as, "That's going to be me." And then add one small action step that you can take this week. And then pray over it. Speak life over your list. Ask God to guide your steps and to give you the courage to pursue them. Because remember, our timeless truth for today is, our dreams and desires determine our true north, but it's up to us to pursue them. And finally, let me leave you with this. The phrase, "It must be nice," is not the end of your story. It's an invitation. It's your soul whispering, "Hey, this matters to you. Pay attention." And instead of letting envy shut it down, you can choose to listen, to take action, and to step into the life you were created for. So, the next time envy shows up, don't run from it, and definitely don't shame yourself. Instead, let it be the compass that points you back to your dreams, and let it remind you that you're capable, worthy, and equipped to create a beautiful, meaningful life. Because you were never meant to live vicariously through someone else's dream from the sidelines. You are here to live yours and live it to the fullest. And one day soon, when you're standing in that dream vacation spot, or you're walking into that dream home, or living in that dream career, someone might be looking at you and whisper, "It must be nice." And you'll smile back because you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It was faith, courage, and action. And if you can do it, so can they. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if this episode resonates with you, please share it with a friend who might need this reminder too. And if you're ready to start saying, "That's going to be me," I want you to take one small action step today towards your dream. You've got this, beautiful dreamer, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way. So until next time, keep dreaming, keep believing, and keep becoming the woman that you were created to be. The woman who truly believes that happily ever after isn't a lie.